Investors accused her of running a Ponzi scheme. Now she faces criminal charges. I first reported on Maria Dulce Pino Dickerson nearly a year ago. Many investors told me she used her Filipino culture to befriend them. Because stories like these often leave people concerned, nothing is ever resolved. I followed through with people who hope justice will finally be served. Was I the first person to tell you?
Yes.
What was your first reaction?
I was shaking. I was like, I'm very happy, but it's surreal.
I sat down with Geraldine Bartleson to talk about the criminal charges against her one-time friend, Maria Dulce Pino Dickerson. This is what Bartleson told me in 2023 about her $80,000 investment with Dickerson's business, Creative Legal Fundings.
At the very beginning, I was blinded.
Her attorney explained how the supposed business worked.
These accident attorneys would need money to fund their own lawsuits and would, I guess, pay a rate of return back to her company. She would in turn pay 10% per month to each plaintiff.
Bartleson estimates she only received about a quarter of her investment back.
She made me believe that she's a good businesswoman.
From the civil lawsuits to the desist and refrain order with the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, I've covered the troubles over the last several months involving Dickerson. State regulators said Dickerson personally made sales pitches to investors, mainly targeting those of the same Filipino culture as her. The recent federal indictment does not name any of the victims. Bartleson is one of dozens, though, suing Dickerson in civil court. The indictment does say Dickerson's deceit started around December 2020. Since that time, more than 140 people invested more than $10 million with Dickerson and lost more than $4 million during the course of this scheme. A federal grand jury returned a 32-count indictment against her. She faces multiple counts of wire fraud, money laundering, and 1 count of securities fraud. Federal prosecutors say she used investors' money to pay for a lavish lifestyle that included high-end shopping, gambling, luxury vehicles, and extensive travel. What do you want people to know now that she is facing charges?
I hope people will start to open their eyes and just see the truth.
Since I first started investigating this in 2023, I've spoken to 6 people on the record in multiple states about money they say they lost to Dickerson. I also followed through with Sarah Barcelona in Washington. She said her family invested about $100,000. Why do you feel it's important to speak up about what happened?
Because of the life that she ruined. Not only me, my friends.
I can tell in your voice, though, it's not easy.
There's a lot of things that happened, a lot. Because of this, I lost my marriage. This financial turmoil, it took a toll on my health.
From Washington to Florida. Can you tell me how your lives have been like since we last spoke more than a year or so ago?
Oh, it's a roller coaster.
It has been really a struggle. We're still trying to recover.
Ryan and Gemma Smith's contract from 2022 showed a $200,000 investment to Creative Legal Services. They received more than half of their investment back, but stopped getting any payments back late last year.
I just feel relieved that she's, again, off of the street. She's not out freely taking victims' money and living this lavish lifestyle. And it's a portrayed lie.
I reached out to Dickerson's attorney. He hasn't gotten back to me. Previously, he told me many investors got well in excess of their original investment and reaped huge profits. Dickerson is currently in custody with no bail.
We are so blessed and thankful for you, for Attorney Audie. We're yelling for the truth to be heard. But you guys are there, so we're so thankful. When no one really cared to believe us.
And Dickerson's court appearance is scheduled for later this month. Now, it can get sticky when you're dealing with friends and business, but there are some steps federal authorities recommend to avoid a situation like this. Always check with federal and state security regulators to find out if there have been any past complaints. Ask where the company is incorporated and call the state to get its annual report. If you do get caught up in some type of scam, don't be embarrassed and make sure that you report it. Consumer issues, that's just one area I cover. You can email me story ideas at melissa.maciha@10news.com.